Okay, this is day 358, and this is part 3. Congressman Ted Lieu right behind me shooting a commercial back there. I just tweeted out his picture. He has a BlackBerry in his hand, right? That BlackBerry, the reason why I say the burglaries, the 20 burglaries, were the night of the inauguration is, you're Ted Lieu, you're right there. You think you're going to win. That BlackBerry that you've got, and I'll use this battery as a placeholder, that BlackBerry you've got is gold. Right? Now, Ted Lieu threw his in a toilet in 2013. But just suppose you're one of the 20 that has to carry the BlackBerry, okay? And you've got the Port of Long Beach like Ted Lieu does, right? And there's all this pay-to-play going on with the Port of Long Beach. You think, hey, I got a piece of gold in my hand. I'm going to have all the contracts for Port of Long Beach, right? But then what happens? Trump wins, and all of a sudden, things don't look so great. What do? You throw your BlackBerry in the toilet. That's the only choice you've got. It goes from gold in that night to lead. As a matter of fact, it's worse than lead because it proves that you were a part of the pay-to-play. So anybody can come and confiscate your BlackBerry at any time. That's why there was 20 simultaneous thefts, I believe either the night of the 20th or the morning of the 21st, early in the morning of the 21st. Now, I know Imran, I think you're going to find the whole gang got on a plane and went to Pakistan either that night or early that morning. So that's why I say publish the police report so we would know how many BlackBerries were confiscated and the serial numbers, okay? Now, I think the other BlackBerries, when they came back and found that Trump wasn't going to arrest them right away, they came back and started retrieving the BlackBerries that they could, the ones that they placed with the Republicans, the ones that they placed over at the State Department, the ones that they placed in those 30 different DynCorp backbone agencies like DHS and other agencies. So that's what I think happened. I believe those were coming back to the Lorton house, back to the Hawkshead house, and that was kind of the retrieval spot because they couldn't put them in the Congress buildings anymore. They weren't in control of the Capitol Police. There's a new sheriff in town. I believe that there was one in Longworth, one in Rayburn, one in the third one, which I can't remember right now. I got to learn the names. And then one over in the Ford office building where the Inspector General is. So that's where I think the 4 laptops were, and the 20 BlackBerries were somewhere in here. So they had to go through there and find all 20 of these things that night. They only had about 2 hours. You know, they had to first be sure that Hillary had lost, and then they had to go get those damn BlackBerries. And smartly, Ted Lieu threw his in the toilet in 2013. So, a couple of other developments have happened. People have tied this, the crowdsources and the contributors have tied this although I just saw Arrington as well. Jody Arrington, I think he's Texas, I'm not sure. But they've tied this to the Farouk Awan scandal of 2009. That scandal had the same thing going on. Instead of it being the Capitol building, it was the D.C. building, which is the D.C. district, like your state government state house. So it started there, potentially, as kind of this octopus. They even call it the Octo, O-C-T-O. It started there and then moved to here. And it just shows if you don't stop it when it's small, when the octopus is small, the octopus only gets bigger. Now, I know everybody's going to say Danny Casolaro, and he wrote the book The Octopus about the Promise software, and he was murdered viciously, and Georgia going to get murdered viciously. Well, maybe. I'll take my chances. So, you have standing, remember? You have standing in this suit. You now have your data up there on those servers, okay? The iConstituent servers. We're up to about 50 districts now. We're going to make those people the plaintiffs in this case. Now, you don't have to be a plaintiff if you don't want to, but that's how many plaintiffs we're going to have in the case. And we're going to get the data. That's your data. You have a right to it. You have standing. You have standing. Okay, we're going to maybe go visit Octo, and we're going to continue to focus on the stuff that's happening right here on Capitol Hill with meeting with legislative assistants. I meet right down there, right, with the different legislative assistants, the different legislative directors. Most of the congressmen are going home this morning, but the staff will be here. So the more people that send letters, the more I'll be able to engage the staff and say, hey, do you realize we sent you this letter today? Did you get it? I'll be able to soft shoe it a little bit. And then also, I think, push this out to the media as well. Hey, Congressman Ted Lieu, you're coming back into Los Angeles. I'm going to be at the Port of Long Beach. Did you realize that there was this spy ring in Congress? Were you ever aware of these guys? They seem to work for you. So maybe you could tell us more about that. You can't just say, oh, it's his brother and this is not connected. We now have the spy ring and Imran Awan in Pakistan 3 months at a time, hundreds of pages of suspicious activity reports as far as money transfers, and terabytes of data going to Pakistan. That for programming for DHS and many of the other agencies. So this is not only information about Congress, but it's also information sheets about bids, about people coming and going, veterans coming and going from the Capitol. So it's very serious information. Ted, what do you have to say about that?